In my end is my beginning, says a great poet. And so we connect last Sunday, the last Sunday after Pentecost, with today, the first Sunday of Advent. The Gospels are very similar. The Lord is talking about a kind of destruction of the world, the last days. Things will disappear, they will fall apart. Something like that we are experiencing in the world today due to global warming, which results in climate change, the terrible floods and fires that we have been experiencing. But as Jesus said in the Gospel last yet, the hour is not yet. It's not yet. It will come, but not yet. And so he says, be awake, be alert, and be prepared, because you never know when it's going to happen. That's something we could all take to heart every day of our lives. We need to be prepared for whatever is coming. And that preparation means, of course, walking in the light of the Lord. There's a lot of darkness in the world. Darkness of war and slaughter and all of the evil things that human beings do to one another. But we know in our faith that God is always with us. God is in our hearts. God is in our faith, in our community, when we gather together like this to celebrate the Holy Eucharist. Remembering, never forgetting, always remembering what God has done for us. A few days ago, we celebrated our secular feast of Thanksgiving. But in every celebration like this, we thank God for his goodness. The word Eucharist, as you know, means thanksgiving. So we are a thanksgiving people. We look at the world, we walk in the darkness of the world, we cannot avoid it. But the light of God is shining for us. We have to look for it. We have to be alert and awake in whatever way it may come, in whatever way that light may shine. Both of those things are part of our human experience, as well as our experience as people of faith. And we balance those two things. We don't eliminate one or the other. We balance the two. That balance, you might say, is the whole project that we have as Christian people. To be aware of what is happening around us, sometimes within us, in our families or our social relations. That can be very difficult. What's important to realize in this season that we're beginning today, the season of Advent, that it is that time of preparation, that time of expectation and hope. Hope is not, in our Christian vocabulary, hope is not just kind of vague wish that something might happen. Hope is the strong conviction we have of the presence of God in our lives. Celebrating this Advent season is difficult because what's going on all around us is Christmas has already happened. The stores are all full of stuff. The merchants want you to come in and buy as much as you can, maybe more than you can. Please, try to shut that out. I know it's difficult. But this Advent season is here to give us the impetus, to give us the strength to be alert and to concentrate on the preparation for the coming of Christ into our lives. That hope, that expectation, is really a kind of love expectation. When you know somebody is coming, somebody that you love, you're waiting for, you're filled with a great sense of longing, desire, waiting for the moment when that person walks through the door. That's what Advent is all about. It's the longing, the expectation, the hope that he will walk through the door, come into our lives. We begin the season of Advent in that way, hoping and longing and waiting. The desire that we have for God to come into our world and into our lives. And we do that in those wonderful words that I pointed out to you a few minutes ago from the great prophet, sometimes called the fifth evangelist, Isaiah, because he appears so much in the Gospels. His words appear in the Gospels. This prophet who lived hundreds of years before Christ, we know that he had some sense of Christ coming into the world. So let us think about those words. They're easy to remember, to memorize. Maybe you can walk around all through the season of Lent saying, "O house of Jacob," that's us. We are the house of the children of Jacob, the Old Testament patriarch. He is ours as well. "O house of Jacob, come. Let us walk in the light of the Lord."